Hi, thank you for joining me for this unboxing and review of this Eachine E52 pocket drone supplied courtesy of Banggood.com. So it comes in this box here. And if we open it up, this is what we get on the inside. Okay, so we get an instruction manual in glossy paper with illustrations. Now the first thing you'll notice and see here is that it comes with a TX, a radio controlled transmitter, and after having reviewed the JJRC H37 Alpha, this is a very good thing to see, because the Alpha you can only use with a mobile app. So very nice to see a radio control transmitter for this one, and actually quite a nice looking one at that. And here we get the folding drone itself. So quite a nice shape, also quite a nice colour. It's got a sort of matte finish to it, but still quite glossy as well. Then the arms fold out like this. Okay, so they don't lock into position, but they are quite firm. This is very light, so you know, unless this knocks something, the chances of the arms moving out of position are very low. Then we also get another little instruction manual, which is more about the details, flight preparation, download the QR codes for downloading the app, and a very nice thing to see, which is very rare. It actually tells you what all the functions on the app are. So this is very good, because most ones that come with Wi-Fi FPV don't tell you much about the Wi-Fi, and definitely don't tell you about the various functions of the app itself. So very nice and very colorful and illustrative. It comes with a mount as well, so which just slides onto here, that you can mount a mobile phone in. And it's got a good strong clamp and is very steady and holds securely. And we also get a little bag with it. We get 4 spare propellers. We get a little spanner to remove the propellers, and then we get a USB charging cable with a red JST connection to charge the battery. So if we have a closer look at the drone itself, the propellers are quite rigid, so if it does knock onto something, there is a good chance they can get damaged. So this doesn't come with prop guards. Okay, there's nice vents for cooling on the arms, but not particularly for the motors. There's just 2 vents for cooling on either side for the motors, but it should be adequate depending on how freely it's moving. Here's the main on and off switch, so if we press it, here we go, we've got a big green LED in the front, and we've got a red LED at the back. Then in front here we've got our camera, and it's adjustable, so it can adjust to actually quite a very high angle and down to a very low angle too. So it's nice to have it adjustable so that you can optimize it for how you'd like to take your pictures and your videos. So it spins quite freely, a little bit of resistance, but not too bad. Let's just turn it off for now. So with this you get a proprietary battery, and this is it over here, and to remove it you just got to press and click, and the battery comes out like this. So there you can see the JST connection, and at the bottom here you can see these two pins, and then the battery plugs in and clicks in and locks on securely like that. Now this comes with a 3.7 volt 600 mAh battery, which should be good for a flying time of 6 to 8 minutes, possibly even longer. We'll do a time trial and see. And has a range of 60 meters and even up to 100 meters, but 60 meters for reliable FPV. Okay, also comes with a 6-axis gyro, okay, and altitude hold. So the battery clips on nicely like that. Okay, in windy conditions, it might not fly too well or be too stable because there's a big catchment area on either side, but should actually be fine indoors. Okay, the radio TX control transmitter, you need to supply your own 4 AA batteries, which go in the back here, and this clips on there. The main power button is here, and we can see the power light come on there. Then there's a button on the top left here with a short press, 1 beep for low speed, 2 beeps for medium speed, 3 beeps for high speed, and then a long press is an emergency stop, which I don't particularly like because I don't like having an emergency stop sharing with another function on a button. To me that should be a separate button, because if you make a mistake and depress too long, it can make it stop. Then the button on the top right here is to do your 360 flips and rolls. So you press it and then you can flip or roll. Okay. These 4 buttons here are the trim buttons. Then this button on the top here is for headless mode. This button here is for 1 key return. This button here is to take a picture, and this button here is to take a video. Okay. Then you have a takeoff button here, so if we press that it'll take off, and on the opposite side here if we press that, that is the land button. So it does have a nice feel to it, it looks good. So let's turn this off. Turn on the quadcopter to broadcast a Wi-Fi signal, and we turn on the radio control transmitter. You can hear a beep and it binds, and then that green light goes solid. So you need to download an app called JYUFO from either the Apple Store or from Google Play, and once you download that you need to connect to the Wi-Fi. So with the quad switched on, and you go to Wi-Fi settings, you'll see Wi-Fi, UFA, and some letters and numbers. Press that to connect. Busy connecting. Now that's connected. Then if you go to the app, the app looks like that. And then if we press play, there we go. We have FPV. I'm not going to go through all the functions of the app itself, because as I mentioned earlier, it's quite well detailed in the little brochure that you get with it. Then because it has a 6-axis gyro, it also needs to be calibrated, so always good to put it in the top speed. 3 beeps top speed, and to calibrate we pull both sticks down and to the right, the lights flash, and then that is it, calibrated. Then you can't start the motors without taking off, so if I hold it down and I press take off, that's it, and then if I press land it'll stop down, or else I can press take off while we have to rebind with it again. Press take off, press and hold the emergency stop button on the left. It says 3 seconds, but it seems to respond a lot quicker, so one would have to be very careful not to depress this button too long when changing speed. Let's start it up and turn the controller off and see what will happen if it goes out of range with the controller. So we start here. 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. So in about 4 to 5 seconds, if it does go out of range or lose contact with the radio controller, it'll power down in 4 to 5 seconds. Can we rebind with it if we get closer and can't see it and it has got sufficient battery? Yes, we can. So that can always assist with trying to recover it, especially if it's stuck up in a tree. Okay. Now, if you're going to use this a lot indoors, whenever you fly indoors, there's a lot of fibers and hairs. So if you find that one motor starts slowing down or stop, the first thing to do is just to check at the bottom of the propeller and the top of the housing and make sure that there's no fibers or hairs or anything entwined that is hindering the performance of any of the motors. So let's see how it flies indoors. Let's see what it looks like in the dark, and we'll also do an outdoor flight and time trial. All ready to go. Let's press take off. That's it, taken off. So not too stable. It should really be able to hover a bit better than this. Try and set it down. Just adjust it. So just trying to adjust the trim. Okay, that's a little bit better now, a bit more stable. Down a bit. Try a flip. Okay, nice little flip. And let's see what it looks like in the dark. Okay, see this black red light quite clearly. Okay, this is the front. Okay. Okay, then low battery warning, the lights start flashing. And let's see how the Eachine E52 pocket drone flies outdoors. So everything ready to go. Let's start the video. Start the clock and take off. Okay, so we've got about a 3 mile per hour wind. It's holding okay. Let's just see how it holds altitude. Holding altitude quite well. Okay, this is the low rate. This is the yaw in the low rate. Bring it back. Okay, put it in medium rate. Bring it back this way. That's the yaw in medium rates. Okay, put up to top rates. And that's the yaw in top rates. Okay, let's bring it back over here. Okay, quite zippy in the high rate here. Still managing okay. Hope you can still see it. Okay, so not easy to try and take a selfie in the high rate. But it's flying nicely and going well despite the wind. Difficult to see the lights in the daylight, so not sure I'm going to be able to see when we're on low battery. Got the green light flashing underneath for video. Let's just see if it will hold steady a while. No, the wind's pushing it too much. Bring it back. Just trying to hold it a bit in the wind here. Let me go back down to medium rate. Time wise, we're on nearly 4 minutes. Still trying to stabilize it a bit here. Try picture. Okay, losing it. Let me stop the clock. Okay, let's see if it's still got enough power to take off. Yes, start the clock again. Okay, I'm going to keep it in the high rate in this wind. Bring it back towards us. Okay, losing altitude now, and that's it, landed. Stop the clock. So flight time of 5 minutes 40 seconds. Let's stop the video. So it flies quite nicely outdoors too, but is susceptible to the wind, but managed it okay. Hopefully the video will have come out quite nicely and you'll have seen that already. But a nice size, nice design, and over 5 minutes flying time is fairly reasonable. So compared to JJRC Selfie, I actually prefer having the hand controller rather than operating it with the app. It's much better, much more responsive and much easier. Thanks for joining me. Cheerio.